A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw, Watson. It's caught, Lockett. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Black, no, feel it. Tiger. 2-jet.
Off the toss, Cohen. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter.
Here we go. Hey, get right down. Great. Switch. Hey.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hey. Let's rock now.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Newton. And that is incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good, and the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
And now out comes Minnesota. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Tiger. Richmond.
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 5 yards is the tally on first.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now they'll run it with Cohen. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
On first down, it's Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Dayon Buchanan able to get in and run him down for what will be a loss of 15 yards. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. From the gun, here's Watson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down. Then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back. But it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Come back, come back. Come back, come back.
3rd and long. It's Watson. Whoosh. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a 4th down. Now remember, they were unsuccessful earlier in this first quarter. Going for it on 4th. They're going to try a second time.
Richmond.
And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Going on 4th and 5.
Come back, come back.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Sam Acho in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Steps away. And caught left side, Olsen. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line.
Here we go, fellas. Hey, hey. Hey, get right down.
Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Right to the 3.
They run, Devontae Freeman. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind. And Cam Newton's not coming off the field. He'll keep the offense out to go for it on 4th. They snap it to Newton. Dancing to his left. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
After the interception, here's Watson. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Webb. He rifles one that's intercepted. Jesse Bates, the rookie safety, his first pick in the league. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. And an alley to run. And they're able to get this this one across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now a first down throw, Watson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts, and still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter.
Richmond. Tiger.
On second down, here's Watson. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Telvin Smith leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
Reset.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Tiger.
On first down, Watson. And his throw here's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Richmond. Come back.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's going to fire this thing deep right. It's caught inside the 25. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Man, how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Down. Green the line. Right there. 54 Mike. Gotta do better.
Out of the gun, Watson. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. And the athleticism on the spin move allows him to pick up the first before he's brought down. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Reset.
They go play action here on 1st down. Flush to his right. And it's caught. And he'll get into the end zone. touchdown, Minnesota. Tyler Lockett with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. He got 29 yards that time.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Webb. And the tight end Olsen, right side. Touchdown, Cardinals. Greg Olsen, his second touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals are in for 6. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Tiger.
They'll start with a give to Cohen. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Faking the give. Now Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Margus Hunt in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
Well, a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. The offense stays put. They failed twice already in this first half, but they're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down.
Blue 80. Blue 80.
They're going for it. It's Watson eluding the pressure right. He's got Lockett. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. On 1st and 10, Watson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Watson on first down. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Throwing on first down. Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Michael Kendricks. In from his linebacker's spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. So we have reached. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
A throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Ohio!
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Webb, and going deep for Hill. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Gordon. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. It's a big play on 3rd down for the Cardinals. 58 yards. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Devontae Freeman with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. Tucker with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a safety run. Parker there to make the tackle. Now Watson.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Come back, come back. Richmond. Come back.
From the gun on third, Watson. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Watson now 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a first down.
Come back.
A shotgun snap for Watson. He sets to fire deep. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Extra point, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. So out now come the Cardinals. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance. He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Flex round.
Freeman again. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Flex round.
On first down, it's Webb. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. DeForest Buckner in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Ohio. Flex round.
To throw on 2nd down, here's Webb. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. DeForest Buckner in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. A play fake, now Webb. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, he bounced up after taking a sack and took a shot downfield. I think a lot of us thought maybe he'd run draw in that situation instead. Tried to get all back in one play.
Yeah, 3rd and long. Thought he needed a deep pass. Couldn't connect it.
Maybe he was hoping for a penalty downfield to give him the yardage they needed.
A great return there of 22 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or they want to take the big strike and go after it right now.
22. Tiger.
On first down, it's Watson. He's going to float this one deep. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that will make this a 4-point game. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Flex round.
On second down, Webb. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Cardinals on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Out of the gun, it's Webb. Flushed out right. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
They run. This is Cohen. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Reset.
Again, it's Cohen. And he cuts it back right, and he's got a crease. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. A dynamo since the break. 3 third-quarter touchdowns. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Vikings. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. Fairly short kick taken at the 14 here. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
It's the 3rd quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard. And while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on second down, Webb. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's Cardinal football, but they trail here as we get set to bring you the fourth and final quarter. The Cardinals on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. Off play action, it's Webb. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Here's Marquette King now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Now it's Lockett. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
To throw is Watson on 1st and 10. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Webb, he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. On 1st and 10, Webb. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Jonathan Allen in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Webb now from the gun. And he's going to go down again. Jonathan Allen in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is going to be incomplete. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on 4th down. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. Been a very strong performance for them really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example. And now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Now a 1st down throw. Watson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Come back, come back. Richmond.
To throw on 2nd is Watson. Flush to his right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. To throw on 2nd down, Webb. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. Shifts by him at the 25, and he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll run for it. It's Freeman. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And Watson's going to throw it here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Watson now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now Cohen. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. The all-pro safety Eric Berry in on the stop.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run, and just lost track, and it cost him.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes.